Kick-ass facts! What's in a name? You pew-pew, didn't you? What's in a name? Would a rose by any other name smell as sweet? Maybe, maybe not. Pew-pew-pew-pew! We're talking about names with some potentially unfortunate backstories. We'll start with Amelia. Not a backstory, however. It is derived from the old German name Amal. I'm going to mispronounce so much shit. It is derived from the old German name Amal, which means work or industrious. However, Amelia is a congenital disorder characterized by the absence of one or more limbs. This condition occurs during fetal development and can affect any combination of limbs, including arms and or legs. Alexia, derived from the Greek name Alexios or Alexis, which means defender or helper, but Alexia is also known as acquired dyslexia, referring to the inability to read due to damage or impairment in the brain's language processing center. This condition typically arises after a brain injury or stroke or other neurological event that affects the left hemisphere of the brain, particularly the occipital and parietal lobes. The rest are mostly non-medical. Claudia, from the Latin name Claudius, meaning lame or limping. Mallory is derived from the Old French name malheur, maybe, which comes from Latin malorious, meaning unfortunate or ill-fated. The name is also related to an Old Breton name, which means unfortunate or sorrowful. Cecilia, from the Latin name Cecilia, fun fact, I was almost a Cecilia, is derived from the word meaning blind or dim-sighted. Saint Cecilia is the patron saint of music, and her popularity in the Middle Ages led to the spread of the name. Desdemona, famously used in Shakespeare's tragedy Othello. The name Desdemona comes from the Greek word dysdemona, where dys means bad or ill, and demona comes from demos, meaning people or district. Thus, the name can be interpreted as ill-fated or unfortunate. Leah, from the Hebrew word leah, meaning weary or tired. In Hebrew, though, some sources suggest it also means delicate or gentle. In the Hebrew Bible, Leah is one of the 2 wives of Jacob and the mother of 6 of the 12 tribes of Israel. No wonder she's tired. Mara, in Hebrew, means bitter. This meaning is reflected in the biblical story of Naomi, who, after losing her husband and sons, asked to be called Mara to signify her bitterness. That's not all. In Sanskrit, Mara means death or demon. In Buddhist tradition, Mara is a tempter and a figure who represents obstacles and distractions from enlightenment. Kennedy is derived from the Gaelic name
Sineadine. Kinyagan.
Hopefully one of those two. The name breaks down into 2 parts, head and ugly or misshapen. The original meaning of Kennedy is often interpreted as misshapen head or ugly head. Tristan, from the Celtic name Dristan, meaning sorrowful or sad. The interpretation comes from an old Welsh word, Dristan or Drist, which means sorrow or sadness. Calvin is often mistakenly thought to be derived from the French surname Chauvin, which means little bald one. However, Calvin actually comes from the Latin name Calvinus, which is a diminutive form of Calvis, meaning bald or hairless. Cameron originates from a Scottish surname and is derived from the Gaelic
Camsron. Camsron.
That doesn't feel right. Which means crooked nose. The word cam means crooked or bent, and shran means nose in Gaelic. Lilith has origins in Hebrew and is often associated with meanings related to night or ghost. In ancient Hebrew, the term Lilith is thought to refer to a type of nocturnal spirit or demon. It is linked to a Babylonian word lilitu, which denotes a female demon or spirit associated with the night. In Jewish mythology and folklore, Lilith is sometimes depicted as a demon who preys on newborn children and women in childbirth. In some traditions, she is also portrayed as a figure who represents independence and defiance. Cassandra, from Greek mythology, meaning shining upon man, which sounds lovely. But she was granted the gift of prophecy by Apollo, but after she rejected his advances, #niceguys, he cursed her so that no one would believe her prophecies. This led to tragic outcomes for Troy, as Cassandra foresaw the fall of the city and warned its people, but her warnings were ignored. And the last one on our list, Lorelei, from German folklore, and refers to a siren or nymph who lured sailors to their death. According to legend, Lorelei is a beautiful maiden who sings enchanting songs while sitting on a rock overlooking the Rhine River, causing sailors to become mesmerized and ultimately crash their ships on their rocky shore.